Hi guys, it's me again, Mrs. Walden, and I thought I would talk you through two other forms in this video. The first one will be your Student Declaration of Citizenship. It is this form. This proves that you are a citizen and a resident of Arizona, so you get in-state tuition. If you are not a resident of Arizona or not a U.S. citizen and you do not have a DREAM Act card, then I would not even apply for dual enrollment because it's going to cost you $1,000 to take these classes, and that's too much money. So, and you can't get the grant, you can't be eligible for it, so I would just not do it. But if you are a citizen, I'm going to help you fill out this form. So, where it says student ID number, these boxes, this is that number that starts with a 3 again. So find that along with your MEID. They gave you a little blue card, and you can write your MEID on it and your student ID. The reason that you need to keep that is because that's how you check your grades, that's how you pay for the classes if you have classes that you didn't get the grant for. So you need to have that blue card and those numbers. That's how you log in. So you're going to put the number that starts with a 3. It's not your South Mountain High School ID, it's your South Mountain Community College ID. And then you're going to put your legal name, last name, first name, middle name. The college is South Mountain Community College. Your date of birth, I hope you know that. And you're going to check United States citizen, unless you are a legal immigrant permanent resident. That's the second box. Then you're going to put this information: date of issue, date of expiration, and alien registration number. Those are the only ones you're going to check. You could, if you wanted, check the Arizona Department of Motor Vehicle license or ID number, and then you would put your information from your motor vehicle ID, your photo ID, and then you're going to sign this form and date it. Whatever you checked here, you're going to need a copy of. So you either need your birth certificate if you're a citizen and you don't have your photo ID. You either need your photo ID if you do have that. You don't need your birth certificate, just one or the other. Unless you are not a citizen and you have your DREAM Act card, you are a legal citizen, then you need that card. So one of those three you need to have a copy of. So on the day that you guys go to the library and you meet there and make copies, bring one of those. So maybe write on a post-it that you need a copy, post it here, of one of those things. And this form is done. Make sure you sign it and date it. The next form we're going to do is the grant form. And I think this is green. And it says at the top, Maricopa Grant Application for Dual Enrollment Students. Remember, I told you last year that everybody got the grant. Everybody who applied. We have a lot more students this year, so I'm not sure how they're going to work this, but hopefully everybody gets it again. Only 2 classes are covered. It could be my 2 classes. So English 101 and ENH 111. If you're taking Spanish, if you're taking math, if you're taking child development, if you're taking photography dual enrollment, those aren't going to be covered if you're also taking mine. So keep that in mind. This only covers 6 credits. Everybody should fill this out though. Everybody, so that you can make sure you're eligible for it and that you get it just because you filled it out. So you're going to put your name, your address, your phone number, cell phone, your college ID or social security number. If I were you, I would just put that college ID, that one that starts with a 3, city, state, zip, your email. Remember, you're going to need an email address. So put your email. If you don't have one, highlight it. If you don't have your college ID yet, highlight it. Make sure you get those before your folder is due. And the name of the high school, South Mountain High School. And then it says proof of citizenship. You're already going to have one of these things because you needed it for this other form that we just filled out, this one. So you're already going to have that. You don't need to make another copy. They're already going to have your copy, and it'll go right in the folder along with this form. So you're keeping this folder and you're putting all your copies and all of this paperwork signed by your parents and by you in it. And you're going to hand in your completed folder. Not your little blue card, that's for you, but all these other papers you're going to hand in, okay? So, oh, the kids are home. You're going to need your parents and students' combined adjusted gross income. If you didn't file taxes, please mark NA. You're going to need to ask your parents about this. What do they think their income was from last year, from January to January in 2015? How much did they make all year combined if they're married? And you're going to have to highlight that because we don't know. I don't know what it is. Mrs. Hilpert doesn't know what it is. You don't know what it is. So you're going to have to ask your parents. Just put down a number, okay? Number of family members living in your house, including you. That's mom, dad, you, brother, sister, cousin, aunt, whoever lives in your house. Count up the number of people and put the number there, okay? And on number 1, if your parents didn't file taxes, you don't need to put a number there. Put NA, not applicable, for number 1. So only if they filed taxes do you put that number that they made in 2015, not 2016, 2015. Number 3, if no tax returns were filed, please submit W-2s or blah, 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 blah. You don't have to submit any of that stuff. We are getting you your free and reduced lunch application. So for number 3, you're going to check the last box where it says free or reduced price lunch. And you're going to check that box. If for some reason you didn't do your application because, I don't know, the school year just started and you haven't submitted it yet, which happens, you need to show us your access letter. If you have access health insurance, it's the second to last box, AHCCCS. Then you need to check that, and it can't be the card, it needs to be the letter. And you have to bring the letter and make a copy of it on the day that you guys are making copies. So we have to have the letter. If you have a free and reduced lunch application letter that we're getting from Ms. Soto, you don't need to worry about doing that. But if we don't get a letter for you, we need that access letter. On the back, up at the top, you have to fill this out. So for my class, you're putting ENG 101. ENG, English 101. And it's 3 credits. And then you're putting ENH 111. And it's 3 credits. Whatever other classes you're taking, you can also list them here and the number of credits. You can find this information on this paper. It's a stapled white paper in your folder, and it's the list of dual enrollment courses. So you can find this information, all the courses you're applying for, you can put that here. Remember that only 6 of them, 6 credits, are going to get covered, okay, with this grant. This is a very important piece of paper. I think it's green. Then you're going to sign it and date it, and then your parents are going to sign it and date it. So they're obviously not here today, so highlight this so that you remember to get this signed by your parents. When you turn in your completed folder, Mrs. Hilpert is going to check every folder and make sure that all of these papers are filled out correctly. If it's missing a signature, you might not be eligible for the grant, and that's a lot of money, so you want to make sure your parents sign this. You can actually rip this apart. They only need this first page. They don't need this second page. So, 2 more papers filled out. The last one is the registration form, and I don't have a copy of it here, so I'm going to try to look online and get a copy and then do that with you next. So, talk to you later. You guys are doing a great job. Keep it up. Once these folders are done, I know it's a pain in the butt, but once they're finished, and you're just enrolled in the classes, and we don't have to do any of this other stuff. So hang in there. I'll be back in November, and you'll be registered, and we'll just go, go, go. So you're doing a good job. Oh look, there's Mr. Walden. He teaches at South Mountain High School too. He's a special education teacher. So maybe you've seen him. This is what he does. All right, bye everybody.